Welcome back, Nick Lenz. Comic Corner, Classics, Non-Classics. This is episode number 1032 and Doubleshot number 926. I have one Marvel trade and one DC trade. First up, it is the final trade of Darth Vader, Dark Lord of the Sith, Volume 4, Fortress Vader. This collects issues 19 and 25 of Darth Vader Volume 2. Yep. Yeah, the reason why I refer to as Dark Lord is that's the name of the trade series. Yep. Written by Charles Soule, artwork by Giuseppe Kamakali. Yep. Now, this particular storyline is the end of the series. Why they end this particular number, I have no idea. In case you're curious though, like, if you've seen Rogue One, and you notice Darth Vader's got powers on Mustafar, you're probably curious though, when the heck was this thing built? Well, this book basically explains the origin of that particular building. Now, I should point out though, in the original EU, when I looked up online, that he actually did have a palace on Mustafar. It was actually one of three he actually had. The other two were on Coruscant. I think the other one was some forest planet, I think it was. Yes. Now with this one, basically, despite now here's the thing, they have him basically go off the thing starts off with the birth of a new child, a Force use child, mind you, the daughter of a former member of the Jedi Council who is a priest. And of course, you have Vader shows up basically there because well, this is pretty much what he's been doing since the end of Revenge of the Sith, hunting down like Jedi that basically managed to survive Order 66. Yeah, as for how many survived, it's unknown exactly how many survived. The only one that's confirmed basically to survive Order 66 prior to the events of New Hope is just Obi-Wan Kenobi, Yoda, and Kanan. Those are the only three who actually were part of the Jedi Order at the time Order 66 were basically initiated that actually survived. Ahsoka left the Order prior to that, so she was immune to that particular Order because she wasn't a Jedi at that point. So he fights the Jedi, kills them, and then has one of the Inquisitors goes after the wife and child. They briefly gives away, and then she uses the Force to basically take the baby from the person, and well says, "Oh yeah, I won't be trust a woman again." They get the child, head up to the Grand Inquisitor. Says, "Well done." And then Vader decides to just up and attack this woman and some guy she forms a friendship with. Yeah, he just openly attacks them and causes humongous amount of damage to the capital, to pretty much the Coruscant itself. The Emperor is not very pleased with this. So, yeah. So he says, the Inquisitors are mine. He says, fine, but not here. And he says, okay, I want a planet. Okay. Would you want Tatooine? Would you want Mustafar? Would you want Naboo, my home planet Naboo? He says, no, Mustafar. You're thinking, why Mustafar? Isn't that your sign of your greatest failure? Yeah, he's actually asked this a couple times in the book, basically, why Mustafar? Because he explains there is a connection to the dark side of Force there when he was last there. And he wants basically build his own palace there. His own fortress, mind you. And it takes a while to build this damn thing. And the thing was basically built, demolished, rebuilt, and demolished. This happened apparently 8 times. And when they got time, yeah, they finally got it right. Yeah, after going through like a half a dozen architects, they finally get this. And of course, then he goes on a special journey where he sort of flashes back to the events of Revenge of the Sith, which, well, kind of causes the death of Padme. Padme is drawn here to look a little bit older than how Natalie Portman was at the time when they filmed this. Because the way she looks in here, she looks like she's about 10 years older than she was in the film. Because in the film itself, she was like 27 when she had told Anakin that she was pregnant with, well, Anakin's child, later revealed to be twins. Why in the world the artist decided to do this, I have no idea. Probably also due to the fact that maybe they didn't have the rights to use Natalie Portman's likeness. But yet they used Ian McKellen's likeness, Ian McDermott's likeness perfectly fine for the Emperor. Yep. So, place is built. There were some people who live in Mustafar don't like it. And apparently, it's also been Mustafar was never always like the whole volcanic planet's been known and picked as. Yeah, that was something, it's implied that it's only happened like last 10, 20 years that it's been like this. So, Emperor asked basically, like, we able to. Of course, he also got one of his arms cut off. He also apparently, when he was on his vision quest, apparently he was able to leave briefly his armor. And you don't see exactly what Vader exactly looks like with his armor on. It's more like the arms that were cut off basically are these whited out, and his burned, charred body is this red blackness stuff. Unlike the was depicted in the live action film, where it looked pretty awful. I mean, that's how you feel when you get yourself burned alive near volcanic lava. And eventually he's able to find ways to answer for, and that's how the series ends. Right there. With that. I gotta say, this is actually a really good storyline. I kinda wish this is not where the series ended. I'm gonna give this book roughly a 9.5 out of 10. Now my final thoughts on this series. I think it was just a little odd, though, they ended the series after exactly 25 issues. They started this series barely a year. They started this run barely a year after the end of the previous volume of the series. That series, the previous volume, was done entirely by Kieran Gillian, though the annuals were done by the one annual that he had for the series. I believe that was done by a different person than he did, because I don't think he wrote the annual. The first volume had a crossover with Star Wars. And then once the book ended, it got replaced with Dr. Aphra, with Vader occasionally appearing in the main Star Wars book. And then eventually you got this new Star Wars book. And when I initially heard, okay, there were two things that got me hooked for this particular series. One, Charles Soule, the writer, because I love this guy's work and I met this guy in person. Second, the fact this series was going to take place during the 19-year time skip. When I heard that, I'm like, yeah, this is a great place to have plenty of stories to tell, and you can have it last longer than 25 issues. I get kind of the reason why they actually did what they did when it came to the previous volume. Why they ended what they did, because, well, that's as far as what I heard, basically. That's how far Kieran Gillian wanted to go. Here's the thing about the main Star Wars book. It takes place 1 year after the events of New Hope. So, the Vader book, the first volume, takes place concurrently around the same period of time. And by the time we get to the end of the series, I think maybe about a year or two passed by. I mean, the book itself did not lead into, let's say, Empire Strikes Back, per se, but it did, like, well, it didn't exactly set up toward it at all. Not that I can think of, no. This series, when this started, like, about 2 years ago, because the book ended it actually ended the same month. It ended around the same time as two other Charles Soule books, Poe Dameron and Daredevil. Yes, that is not a joke. Yeah, 3 of his titles all ending the same period of time. I thought that was a little weird. I don't think he's on any book right now that I can think of. I'm not sure what book he's on now. No, wait, actually, he is on the book right now. He's on Marvel Comics Presents. He's writing the Wolverine stories for that book. Yeah, that's the most recent thing he's done. Now, when this series first started, the series started out pretty much like where you last saw, during the second to last time we saw Vader in Revenge, when he has that very cheesily bad scene where he's like screaming, "No!" over the death of Padme. Yeah, that's where they picked up. Like, of all places to pick up from Revenge of the Sith, you pick up from there the most cheesiest moments and the moment that basically has been poked fun of for years. Yeah, people at the time when this came out back in 2017, people have been poking fun of that scene for 12 years. Why Soule had the book started from there, I have no idea. But at least the book gave us not only that, we also see like how he got his lightsaber. I mean, not only his Fortess with this last arc. We see the birth of the Inquisitors. Yeah, the group of the empire, the Imperial sanctioned Sith. Sith. Well, I wouldn't necessarily call them Sith. Basically, Force users that use red crystals, and these characters did pop up in Rebels, and I at least got pretty sure those shows did not have any characters who are Inquisitors who appear in this book and also appear in Rebels die. I mean, he didn't kill off the Grand Inquisitor. Yeah, he got killed off the end of season 1 for Rebels. At least in here, he's a good supporting character. Yeah, I would have thought that they would go a little bit further because Vader, like, there's so much hidden history with, like, there's so much potential for this character you could have explored during the 19-year time skip, but you stop at the building of his palace on Mustafar. Why he stopped there for, I have no idea. It's particularly a little bizarre, to say the least. But this series, and of course, one thing I also appreciate, though, they actually revealed apparently, now in the original EU comic, Purge, and they can kill the librarian during the actual purge of the temple. Here, apparently, she lived, even after the purge. Somehow she was alive. Yeah, during the Great Jedi Purge. Yeah, it's never explicitly saying why she survived, but apparently she gained so much information. And apparently Vader killed her because, well, she blabbered out his real identity to a couple stormtroopers. So what did he do? Kill the librarian, silence the stormtroopers. Yep, that's pretty much what he did. Yeah, instead of, having basically openly deny it that I'm not Anakin Skywalker, I don't know what you're talking about. Or I don't know, use the Force to basically make him forget. He can do that. He can move the Force. He can't use Force lightning per se, but he can still use the Force. He can use the Force to relate their memories. But no, let's have him take out his lightsaber and slice up these stormtroopers for absolutely no reason at all. Yep. Also, the way he does this whole architect thing with his helmet. He actually tried his helmet himself during the actual story. Yeah, this very helmet that you see in this back cover. Yeah, he tried this helmet himself, and apparently it was too much for him. Yep. But this overall was a good series. Sad to see it go, but I kind of wish the series would continue beyond this, but never did. But it did publish one annual, which apparently they continued numbering from the previous line, which I thought that was kind of weird. I never expected to do that, but it's fine. I don't have a really big problem with that. Okay, next up is basically a manga book, though it features DC superheroes. We have Batman and the Justice League, Volume 2. Yep. Apparently this collects chapters 5 through 9. Yeah, this is a heavy focus on Aquaman and Ocean Master. Yeah. It picks up right where the last volume left off with the main character, with the new character is this book. What is his name? Rory, I think his name is. Yeah, basically take his mother, who apparently was a victim of the Joker of all things, and she went nuts in the Wayne Manor, and the Justice League gets involved, at least they're in the story. Though apparently for some reason, Cyborg is not in the story for some reason, despite the fact he's part of the damn Justice League. Also, apparently the artist of the book, Shuri Tagaki, decided to have it where Wonder Woman and Superman have their new 52 looks. Batman doesn't for some reason, but Superman and Wonder Woman do. Aquaman does not actually do that. I mean, he has his necklace, but he never wore this necklace in the Jeff Johns run. He did have the collar per se, but he didn't wear this necklace very much, but at least they had the whole thing with a trident. Yep. And it's implied that in this continuity of the series that the events of Throne of Atlantis are in fact canon because they mentioned that Ocean was underwater prison. So, and they team with some other person and they talk about ley lines. He can also reveal a little bit about Ryu's backstory. Apparently he's descended from Shrine Maidens and protected like Dragon Pulse, which Batman thinks is the ley lines, which is a pretty good move. And this is just a well thought out story. And we have an awesome battle. See, Batman, I love how he uses Justice League. Having Superman and Aquaman go after Ocean Master the Joker, Wonder Woman basically to deal with Ryu's mother. Green Lantern is nowhere in the book at all, despite the fact he's with Justice League. That's a strange thing about this book. You just have Batman, Aquaman, Wonder Woman, and Superman part of the lineup for Justice League in this book. That's it. As of where the rest are, no idea. But this is overall a fun little book. I'm going to give this book a 9.5 out of 10. The book itself is just really, really good. If you're wondering what the Ocean Master looks like in here, he looks like... Yeah, this is him. Yeah, one thing I do appreciate about the artist, though, when it comes to this book, they have Ocean Master with his post-Flashpoint look, which I love that look. Which is a slight redesign of his classic look from the 60s, but it's a well-thought-out book. I can't wait for Volume 2. Whenever it does come out. So yeah, that's it for this particular review. I don't think I'll have time to do any more videos today, so tomorrow, the only video I plan to do tomorrow is probably Fairy Tail, and possibly one or two comic corners, and maybe another part of Triple X Holic. Okay, but do you see you next view. Bye.